Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's okay. You're in my place, and
Yeah.
I feel distinctly advantaged here. So, thank you for coming into the den.
Yeah. The other side of the river and everything.
Yeah.
We're in a whole new state.
Yeah, I feel your dark side. You do that leather work, and
That's right. Yeah.
I got my eyes on you, buddy.
Hey, you better watch out. Better watch out. Friday.
Yes, sir.
It's happening.
I'm wondering why you moved from Colorado. Honestly, I don't think things are adding up there, buddy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited to get roasted because it's like you never know what to expect.
Yeah.
So like, it's a weird, nervous excitement. It's
Yeah.
like, oh God, am I going to get destroyed? Or
Yeah. You are. I got some good ones. Cooked up.
okay.
So
What kind of diving did you do on me?
no, I didn't do as much diving, but I did a lot of brainstorming, and I've been thinking about it for weeks now. And so I've got a lot in the archives, and it's always good when you can write 10 jokes and only have to use 5, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
have a choice of what.
I am actually, it is weird with that whole punching in, punching out time restriction, and that's gonna throw us for a loop, I think, and it's gonna make it interesting.
Yeah. I'm glad that I don't think we're the first ones.
Yeah, right in the middle of the pack, hopefully.
I'm glad that we can see it first.
Yeah, let somebody else mess up and learn from their mistakes first.
Exactly.
Okay, so I don't know. You don't have to tell me the truth here, but are you gonna try to make it very fast where we're punching back and forth very quickly, or do you have something that's going to take more like 30 seconds to get out?
Ooh, I think most of them are probably under 30, maybe one or two close to 30. So
my favorite one is a longer one.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm going to have to play that by ear, because say it's 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And if you lose 2 in a row, you're TKO. I don't want to open with my strongest bit.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's going to be weird because it's all going to depend on how the first round goes, and gotta stay on your toes. Yeah.
You got to stay on your toes for sure. I think. I wonder what will happen like the day of, if there's any comebacks that will be just in the spur of the moment.
Yeah. Because you can't.
They're probably gonna be great.
Yeah. You can't predict what happens in the moment, and sometimes it's the greatest, and it's also something will sound great to you in the moment. And you're like, oh, yeah, I got to take this risk. And then it just will fall
and
flat.
Then you just lay an egg up there. Oh, my goodness. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the guy can just point at you. He roasted himself. Look at that.
Right. We got some topics here. I think I'm going to let you start. We're doing just like a agreement or opinions or seeing.
Yeah. What do you think about? All right. So what do you think about yay or nay? A big fan of dachshunds.
Dachshunds?
Dachshunds.
Wiener dogs. Dachshund wiener dogs.
Yeah.
Weird, but I like weird.
Yeah.
I'm a dog lover, so animals are all right. They get the pass for me. That was unexpected. I
brainstormed. Yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm like, that's the top 3 for me of things that I enjoy would probably be, comedy and my wife and dachshunds. So,
how many do you have?
I have 2, but always in the mood for more.
Right.
Big fan of the 2 little miniature wiener dogs. They're about, I don't know, they're real long. They're probably close to 20 inches long with the tail and everything, but they're only 5 or 6 inches tall. They are real short.
Just, are you amused by short things? Or?
There's something for sure. My wife is pretty short. For years, I drove a Mini Cooper.
Oh,
that was my favorite car that I had.
S?
It was a Clubman S. Yeah. So it was real nice. But then I got on Dave Ramsey, and I was like, I got to get debt free,
Oh,
so I sold
yeah.
it, and debt free and all that stuff. But
I'm actually doing pretty good on that myself. Dad always instilled that into me. Books, reading versus listening, audiobooks.
Audiobooks are 10 times better than reading a real book.
I'm ready for like Neuralink. Just let me download a book right into my head.
Yep. Oh yeah, for
easiest
sure.
way to take it.
The Matrix style, when they just, hey, I now learn kung fu. That was awesome.
Hey, I've already got that technology, so be ready.
Yeah. No, I love audiobooks. I like the performance of the fiction ones. I love Jack Reacher books. I've read all the Jack Reacher books. I've done all the Harry Potters and a lot of John Grisham and Stephen King. I'm a big fan of a lot of those, but I like nonfiction. It's probably my favorite genre of book. And if you can do something and also be driving, you feel like you're, beating the system.
Believe it or not, I don't do a lot of reading or even listening. I do a lot of thinking.
Well, there
at least I have that going for me.
Okay, so how about the old TV show with Drew Carey? Whose line is it anyway?
You mean the best improv show that there's ever been?
I do.
Me and my father got me into my stepfather, not my biological, but he was there since day one. So He was my father. He was always my biggest comedy influence. I mean, from the age of about 6 or 7, he would let me stay up to watch Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And Whose Line was part of our repertoire. I mean, just all the time, always.
Yeah.
Anytime it was on. And, there's YouTube compilations now. And I love to just go through and
Absolutely.
Watch
I've watched
greatest
those
hits
so many times, especially when they make each other laugh. When Colin and Ryan are going after it, and Colin makes Ryan laugh. Those are the best
masters of the craft, and I'd really like to see them live sometime. Because they do a traveling show whenever the world's not ended. So hopefully that'll come back around. Diets. How do we feel about diets?
Well, I mean, in general, not a fan, but you can take the word diet can just mean what somebody eats.
Right. My diet's great, baby.
So yeah, your diet, man, my diet's great. I love my diet. But to diet in order to lose weight or be healthy, not about that mess.
Yeah, I dropped over 100 pounds in 8 months once.
Yeah.
And I was eating a lot of just like pan-seared grilled chicken.
Yeah.
And Caesar salads and green beans. And it worked so well. And then I hurt my shoulder and I hurt my knee. I was working out twice a day. I was skateboarding, which is a workout.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I was also, working out in the gym. As soon as all that stopped at the same, I was doing it to lose weight to get with a girl. Also, I got the girl, right? What's the point?
What's the point?
She broke my heart, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm getting fat again.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
No, I was down a little bit right before the pandemic. So since the pandemic, since the shutdown, it's been a lot of corn dogs.
Corn dogs?
That was the first thing I bought. Because we're gonna have to like stock up for the pandemic.
Yeah.
And you don't really know how this thing is gonna go. So I bought like just way too many corn dogs.
And do you ever eat those and look at your wiener dogs and get a weird feeling?
Yeah. I got not only did I get regular corn dogs, but I also got breakfast corn dogs, which is like sausage with pancake around it.
Oh man.
Real good. Real good.
Healthy for you too.
Anything that's on a stick has got to be healthy for you.
Heck yeah.
All right. Okay. How about the ukulele?
If I see someone playing the ukulele, it's either a person I really trust,
Yep,
or I will not take my eyes off of them. They got that vibe about them, either really good or really bad.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I like ukulele. I got a lot of ukuleles. I'm not very good at it, but I think it would be embarrassing to be good at it. If you were really good at the ukulele but didn't know how to play the guitar.
What was that guy that?
Yeah.
The Hawaiian guy.
Yeah.
Over the rainbow.
Yeah. Over the rainbow guy.
Yeah.
That was a big dude too.
You could whitewash that, man.
Well, I mean, I think isn't it already a fairly whitewashed song? It's in Wizard of Oz, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Wizard of Oz?
I thought it was somewhere over the rainbow.
Huh. I don't know. That is weird. Did you see the gnome hanging from the tree?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we all did.
Yeah. That was weird.
What about
That was a crazy movie.
What about traveling? Where's some of the craziest places you've been?
Probably the most unique place I've ever been would be Haiti. So I went to Haiti 3 years in a row for a week at a time. I took a group of high school kids down there, and we did like mission work at an orphanage and did some other things. Completely different world. Like you walk off the plane, you're like, I am definitely not in America at all. And really, really uncomfortable because, I mean, there's a few things. Haiti is primarily, every Haitian is black. Mm-hmm. And I have a group of all white kids that I'm taking. And so we already stand out really, really hard. And then they're also normal sized. So at 6'8", I'm standing out more than I've ever stood out in any crowd ever.
At least it can be like, Yeah. They don't do anything. They're not mean. They just stare because they literally have not seen people like you. One of the other things is I've got my beard, and Haitian men don't have beards. They just don't. They don't grow beards. It's not a thing, and so just having a beard is weird for them. And so I remember the first time I went there for a week, and basically 24/7 where we were sleeping, there was like crowds would still watch us. You sleep?
Watch the building in which we're sleeping. It's crazy.
I got to find those people. Yeah. That's one of my favorite activity too, is to watch people sleep.
And sun up from sundown. I mean, people would watch us, follow us no matter what is happening.
A lot of them were probably waiting on an opportunity too.
Yeah. A lot of them were asking for things. And we were giving out things, so it's not inappropriate for them to ask for things if we're giving out things. But I remember flying back from Haiti to Miami, and that being my favorite thing about America is that people stopped staring at me. Yeah, so that's probably the weirdest place I traveled.
Miami's almost a third world country. Yeah. I hate Miami, dude.
I've only been to the airport.
It stinks. I drove trucks down there, and it's like New York. It's like you'll be at the corner of 26th and 134th and stuff. Oh, wow. Yeah, so the directions, and it smells all like liquor-y and stuff. Oh, no. I hate Miami.
Well, there you go. How about Cracker Barrel?
It's weird. I'm not a huge. It is what it is. It's a place where old white people eat. Yeah, it's for the crackers.
It is. It absolutely is for the old folk.
Right. A lot of people would think that when I was driving over the road that I would hit them a lot, but it's like you're not usually too truck friendly. It's RV friendly.
Sure.
But yeah, no, I haven't had too many. What about you?
I like it. I mean, I'm not saying I love it, but whenever the old white people in my life want to go out to dinner, we'll gladly go over to Cracker Barrel.
They got good biscuits.
Yeah, I like the dumplings. Big dumpling fan. Yeah.
Big dumpling fan.
Yeah. Any sort of dumpling, I am for it.
What about video games specifically, if you ever play them? Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, or PC?
Yeah, so I used to be really into playing video games, for sure. When I was in high school, Had a PS2. I've had. I remember the Nintendo 64 was probably my favorite system.
Yeah.
Before that, love Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater is my favorite, probably my favorite game series. So love that. On the PC, I did Age of Empires. Big Age of Empires fan. The weird thing is, I want to like video games. Like for the last 10 years. I've wanted to like video games. I just don't. I don't ever play video games. But the weird thing is, I got into watching speed runs on YouTube.
That's wild.
Yeah. And so I'll watch speed runs for games I've never played, have no intention of ever playing, and really enjoying it.
Isn't that a weird culture now? That like that's a whole huge watch people play games. Yeah. And I do it too. There's this guy on Facebook, Rossi, who just came up on my feed.
Yeah.
And he does these GTA 5 races where they build crazy maps and it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I don't know how to get that map pack. I know it's you gotta do some stuff to get it, and I don't know how to do that, but I'll watch.
Yeah.
You know, that's weird.
Yeah. What about you? You like games?
Like I have all the PlayStations except for the 5. I was always a PlayStation kid. I was into this.
Yeah.
This was my life right here.
Oh.
Final Fantasy 7.
Yes. Oh, I love Final Fantasy 7.
Oh my gosh. And
I did play that. I did play that one all the way through several times.
Yeah. And the one series that I still play when it comes out on PlayStation, like on PS4 and stuff, I played 15, and then I've played the 7 remake, which was awesome.
I was curious if you did the 7 remake, because I've seen somebody play it, but I've never actually played it.
The only thing that's frustrating is that they have it designed to where, okay, the biggest goal in Final Fantasy 7, you want to get everything.
Yep.
You want to get all the ultimate weapons. Yep. You want to do all the this and that. You got to play through it multiple times, and that's frustrating to me because on the first playthrough, there was like an easy mode and then normal, and I knew there would be a hard. Sure. But I thought, hey, at least if I go through normal and take my time, I like to play without the guides. I like to do it organically. Like if I take my time, search every nook and cranny, I want to see how close I can get to getting everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, sure. Just do that 3 more times now to get all to do all the stuff, because you got to do it all the way through easy, all the way through hard, and it's just like, why? I just beat the game. Let me beat the game.
Yeah, for sure. All right. How about ham?
I hate ham.
I hate ham too.
It's the it's the crappiest meat I think I've ever put my mouth on.
Yeah.
But, I got to voluntarily. It's I don't know why. Like I love bacon.
You love bacon, yeah.
I love pork roast.
Yeah.
There's so many good but why does ham suck?
I don't know. It's pink.
And people love it.
Especially, we just had Easter. People were all about ham. They're like, ham is Easter. I'm like, I don't want no ham. Ridiculous.
Get that crap out of here.
Yeah.
What about biking and skateboarding? You said you liked Tony Hawk's. Did you ever get into any of those action sports?
Yeah. I used to bike a decent amount. Haven't biked in years. Skateboarding. It's funny. I was an adult youth pastor, and one of the kids brought in a skateboard, and I was like, "Hey, do I still know some stuff?" So I did some stuff. I could do a couple of pop shove it. No, nothing crazy.
Yeah,
but more than the kid could do. And
stupid kid, poser.
And I had my own skateboard that was, way better than theirs. Theirs was like this Walmart.
We all know, if you've skated, you know the tragedy of a Walmart board.
Yep. So, but I was messing around with theirs and, did a pop shove it, cut it right in half, just snapped it. And I was like, all right. So then I gave gave him my board.
Nice board.
Yeah. So I was like,
I've done that a time or two. I have my best friend, his little brother got a skateboard once, and he was trying to get me to show him how to kickflip.
Yeah.
And first try, I would have landed it so beautifully. And my foot just went right to the concrete. And I was like, no. And it was a nice new board. I'm like, this doesn't happen. Like, I could try that a million times on my board, and it wouldn't crack. I actually did a pop shove it on Kill Tony.
Yeah.
On stage.
Nice.
Yeah. And I did not expect that. Like, they heard, through the interview, they're like, you skateboard, really? Sure. And I'm like, yeah, I got one in the car. They're like, go get it. Tony Hinchcliffe was like, go get that shit. And I came back up with it. And I don't know what went through my mind. I was just like, right now, I got it. And I did it. And as soon as I landed it and, got off the board, Tony was like, Eric, can you do any tricks on that thing? Like, you just missed the one trick you're going to get out of me, because I'm not going to do this again.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How about motorcycles?
Oh, man. Okay. So, like, I am a wheels, engine, and just adrenaline junkie. And I love bikes. My problem is I won't own one because I like to find out where the limits are on things. And you can do that on a bike, but usually only once.
Yeah.
So I don't trust myself to own one. What about you?
Yeah, I had one for a while, but nowadays, not a chance. And I kind of get frustrated with them. Guys that if they're too loud and you're just looking for attention, I'm hanging out with my buddy, we're standing on the street, we're just chatting, and like two motorcycles come by and really loud, like obnoxiously loud. I understand the argument, hey, they need to be loud so that cars can see them. Not that loud. They're going overboard. You're just a
sometimes that's just for performance and cruising.
Yeah, so I'm not for that.
Like those Brock's pipes and stuff. I used to actually... There was a great scene in Louisville for street racing. Yeah. 13th Street downtown and Broadway. Yeah. Actually, the very first night of the Breonna Taylor riots got mixed up in it because I was trying to go down there to watch some street racing, thinking they're at 6th Street. I'm at 13th. I'll be fine. No. I ran into National Guard that night.
Oh, man.
But, it used to be a blast. People would be hundreds deep. There used to be a guy in like the 2008 and 9 era that would come down with a Dodge Diesel and a trailer, and the trailer would be full of barbecues, smoking, and the bed of the truck would be full of like drinks and sides.
Oh, wow.
And we would be down. ESPN came down one night and was there for like 4 hours. And it used to be so cool. I have a Sportster 883 in the garage.
Nice.
But it was my dad's, and I'll probably never really ride it. Yeah, we look funny too on bikes. I mean, that's a weird
Yeah, the only good thing that a motorcycle can offer me is leg room, headroom, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
and so I don't fit well in a lot of cars because I'm 6'8". I mean it's hard to fit in a lot of cars.
Yeah,
but that I still don't want a motorcycle. I had one for a few years. That's it. I'm done.
All right.
I think my wife would get mad at me too.
Yeah, probably a little bit. That's why you just buy it and don't tell her about it and pull up someday. She totally won't be mad then.
No. I mean, take her for a ride, of course.
Right. Came from Colorado, man. Yeah. What about drugs?
Yeah. So I had a kidney stone.
Yeah.
Like a week ago.
Oh, did you get morphine?
And it wasn't morphine specifically, but it was some sort of opiate.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was real nice.
Oh man.
Because I'm there suffering, and I was probably in the ER at this point for close to 2 hours. And the pain At one point was almost tolerable, and then it just kept ratcheting up. And I was on. I mean, I said, asked what's the pain level. I said it's about a 6, and then they come in. Oh, it's about a 7. Oh no, it's a 9. It's a 10. This is the worst. This is very painful. And then they give me that, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. But recreational drugs, no. So they have their place, and their place is the hospital.
I need to go to the hospital. Not for opiates though. I mean, I think that stuff is poison. I understand how good it feels. I've had I got road rash from skateboarding real bad on my leg once. Didn't heal right. I had to get it scraped off in the ER, and they had to keep basically they gave me a pain medicine, and then they tried to do it, and I'm like, ow, too much. And then another one, I was like, they're like, okay, we got you this time. Yeah. Then they handed me this little orange piece of sunshine. Yeah. And I was like, hey man, do whatever you want to my leg at this point. I don't even need it anymore.
I mean, so because I'm from Colorado, and marijuana, it was legalized there first. And so it's weird because it's kind of my hometown.
Yeah.
Changed a lot since I've been alive. And I remember actually I was walking down one of the campuses that was on downtown Denver, and before that dog scared me. I'm walking down the campus, and one of the guys, a guy just comes up here and asks me, hey, can you sign this petition? We want to legalize marijuana.
Yeah.
And I said, why? And he said, so we can smoke it. I didn't sign. So, I mean, I could care less what anybody does. That's a big belief. It doesn't bother me what you do, but at the same time, it's not. It's not for me.
My feeling on drugs is yes. Except meth, that's bad, and heroin, that's bad. Other than that, yeah, do as you will.
All right, I got one for you. How about tattoos?
I love them.
Yeah,
I like seeing them. I have if I ever have the money to do it, I have several picked out. I know that I want already.
Yeah,
but I don't have any at the moment.
Yeah, you're pretty. You're pretty old to not have at least one.
Right.
If you're gonna, at this point in your life, you're probably not gonna get any.
You got a tramp stamp?
I have a joke that my crack is so long that I tried to shop for a tramp stamp. They said they had to put it between my shoulder blades.
Oh, what's going on, man? Meet Jake Hovis. But you're fine.
A guy just walked in with scissors in a holster. So,
living life to the fullest here, Jake. I have a joke about don't trust moped people.
Yep.
But I trust this guy.
Yeah, I made you go 15 to 25. No big deal.
There you go. No.
He doesn't do drugs. He does. I know he looks like he does.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
There you go.
I'm the only wasted soul around here. What about my last one was rock and roll. I had sex, drugs. What about rock and roll?
Hard pass.
Really?
Yeah.
Not your favorite genre?
I don't know. I don't like music.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I remember this now.
Music frustrates me. It feels like it's a waste of time, and I just don't enjoy it. So, for, I don't know, probably maybe when I was in college, there would be a time or two where I'd put music on for the other people in the car. For over 10 years, literally has not been music in my car.
Wow.
Period. End of story. Never, like, people say, oh, I'm going home and listening to this album. No, I don't do that. No, absolutely not. So I like podcasts, I like audiobooks, I like comedy, you know.
Would you rather have silence than music?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I drove most days I drive to work in silence. And then
Most days you drove to,
yeah.
and usually that's when I jam.
Yeah.
Like if I'm so, I have not been terrified of you yet until now.
Yeah, no. So it's not just rock and roll, which I believe is a genre of music. It's all music. Besides, I like church music. You know, if you're in church, I think churches should have music, but that's about it.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, you like rock and roll?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a music freak. You know, I'm not one of these people that can pick up an instrument and play. But then sometimes I catch myself off guard being moved by songs and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm a normal human with a soul and stuff.
There you go. And it's funny because I'll play the ukulele, and I kind of like the soft jam of the ukulele.
And you don't like me, so are you just like, I hate this the whole time?
No, I like that part of it. This is the more specific piece that I don't like is when people find their identity in something that somebody else creates.
Ooh.
So like, oh, what's the most important thing about me is that I love Bruce Springsteen. That means you're the kind of person that should not even exist. Like, I'm not going to talk to you. If that's the most important thing about you is that you're a fan of somebody else's creation. Now, if you're a musician, I got a lot of respect for you. I still probably won't like what you create, but I got a lot of respect at least.
Heck yeah. This is off the top here. I'm curious. So you have a pretty great style there. You do cleaner comedy. You don't curse and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you listen to only cleaner stuff?
No, absolutely not. No.
That's why I had a feeling.
Yeah, no, I like comedy. I like every genre. There's very few comedians that I don't like if they're real good comedians and they're going for jokes. Some comedians, unfortunately, nowadays are a little more than political activists. And but so if they're real comedians, so some of my favorites recently, I just in the last few months I've gotten into Tom Segura. And I listened to all of his stuff recently.
I'm going to see him at day after the roast battle.
Dude, that's gonna be a good one. Especially a comedy off Broadway.
Yeah.
In a small room. That's gonna crush so hard. Yeah. I love obviously, Chappelle and Jeselnik, super dirty.
Jeselnik.
But he's a masterful joke writer. So yeah, I like all those guys. I do appreciate the clean guys like Nick Bargatze or Brian Regan or Jim Gaffigan. I like those guys too. But I like them all.
Yeah, I hear because it's really not that hard if you try to just remove the curse words.
Yeah,
because you can have a dirty subject but be clean about it.
Yeah, you can if you're clever.
Yeah,
I would say that, and Jerry Seinfeld, I remember has said this. So I'm quoting which comedians in cars getting coffee.
Yeah.
Love that show. I've seen every episode at least 3 times.
How much acid does Jim carry? Dude?
Yeah, dude. Jim is, but he's so naturally funny, and he does a few things. Like, oh my
his
goodness,
art, man, is crazy.
Yes, his art is crazy.
But
for
those,
he climbed over the wall.
Yeah, no, those drops in the coffee totally had to be LSD. Just putting him on blast.
Yeah,
love the guy, but man.
But he said that clean comedy is way harder, and I would say it is.
Yeah, it'd be a good challenge for.
It's a challenge. It would be a challenge. And
a lot of people compare me to Ralphie May, and one of the things that I saw him say recently was that he is like, you think I can't do clean comedy just because you've seen my more popular bits? He's like, I got 3 acts ready to go right now at all times. He's like, if you're going to not ever attempt to even write clean, then you gotta you're not going to get as far because you're not challenging yourself.
Absolutely. I think newer comedians should start writing clean. First year or 2, do just clean stuff and learn the craft that way. And then
there's a million ways. Like I'm coming into my appreciation for it. I mean, literally the first thing I did on stage was just tell a story
Sure.
about something funny in my life, and
Sure.
you know, finding my own way with writing has been weird.
There's a lot to be said of just getting on stage and just playing the reps in front of people, especially if your job or the rest of your life doesn't give you the opportunity to public speak a lot.
Yeah.
Just the reps of getting up there is a big, big, big deal, you know? At the same time, I'm going to quote Seinfeld, who's my favorite, but who said, basically surfing should be said. It's not, surfing isn't surfing. Surfing is paddling, right? Because that's what you're doing most of the time is you're paddling. And comedy is not comedy. Comedy should be called writing, because what you're doing most of the time is writing. It's only the very tip of the spear is on stage telling jokes. Most of the time it's writing and rewriting and moving things around. And that part I really appreciate.
Nice. I feel like I'm building up my time to with writing. I'm kind of like, I go through this process where I barely sit down and write. I've maybe done that twice.
Yeah.
What I do is I let funny ideas come into my head,
Sure.
and then I have a Facebook message to myself. That way it's saved to the cloud. I can access it on my computer or phone.
Yeah.
I can send myself voice notes and stuff like that, and I'll write down, you know, the funny thing, and then I'll incorporate that into my bit, and then once in a while I'll go through, reorganize everything. I've done this twice. It was like 40 pages the first time.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but I'm trying to get to a point to where I can just segue everything one into another and have, you know, like a good solid 30 minutes. I think I'll have a solid 30-minute set here soon. I did 13 the other day.
Nice.
On just, you know, kind of a whim with playing around with some of my older stuff.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. It's a process. It's weird.
For sure. I love that process though, of making the bits
when it
better.
lands and it's like how did I create that? Like it's weird.
Yeah. But even going from, hey, here's my premise to here's a fully fleshed out, you know, professional bit that I get paid to tell people, you know, that's awesome. Even
it's
if
wild.
it's only a little bit, you know.
Yeah, that was my first paid gig too,
Yeah.
and I felt amazing. And I felt like it took long enough. Freaking COVID, man. I mean, what a time to start. I was a couple months into comedy when it really came in, and I honestly looked at that as an opportunity to grow.
Sure.
While most people, I feel like hobbyists quit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Quit doing comedy altogether.
Yeah.
It never stopped me. I at least was writing and trying to get in. I couldn't do the whole Zoom thing. It's weird to project myself to a camera.
It's weird. It's not fun. It's uncomfortable. At the same time, that's what I did. I think I did well over 100 shows on Zoom, probably 140 shows last year on Zoom. And just because I have to keep going. I can't, stopping is not an option. You feel a little bit, desperate.
Yeah.
I gotta get on stage. I gotta go tell some jokes, which is weird for other normal people. Don't understand that,
right? Absolutely.
But so I had to get up there, and the best that I can say about the Zoom mics or Zoom shows is that you can work out some bits.
Yeah.
It can also, for me personally, it takes away one of the things that I have written a lot of jokes about, right? Which is just being a really tall, really big guy. Well, on Zoom, I'm not. On Zoom, I'm a little box. Right. So you can kind of tell I'm a big, burly guy maybe, but not, gigantic.
Right.
And so I had to write jokes that were different. And nowadays, a couple of my favorite bits came out of that, where I have nothing to do with my size, has nothing to do with height or anything has to do with just, one that I'm thinking of is an in-law joke that I really like about my in-laws.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I know the one.
yeah, that's a good one.
Because I was surprised that you did it, honestly.
I liked it. Well, there's part of it, I'm tagging it, and I think I went too far recently. So I got to dial it back a little bit. But that's part of it. Part of the process.
Excellent, man. Well, it's been fun, man.
Yeah, for sure.
40 minutes just flew past.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah, for sure.
Really looking forward to the roast battle. You got the caravan tonight. Anything else you're doing soon?
Yeah, I've got a few things going on. Let me
plug it up. Yeah.
Let me take a look. I got a show in Madison on Saturday. I'm playing a nursing home on Tuesday of next week.
Of course you are.
First time I've ever done a nursing home.
Are you bringing some of your GIMP leather work to the...
I am not. I won't be doing that. And let's see here. I got a show in Cincinnati and a show in Dayton. Dayton next Sunday. So
Wiley's?
Yeah, getting up at Wiley's, just the open mic, but I'm excited about it. It's the first time
I'm doing Wiley's. What is this? The 16th of May?
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. So cool, man.
I'll
You've been at it.
I'll let you know how mine goes. Hopefully
I hear good things.
I'm hoping to, go up there with some A material and come out with a booking, but and just getting up on stage is fun.
You forgot one. You forgot your butt is getting kicked.
Yes.
This week.
This Friday.
Yes.
This Friday. I told some of my jokes. I haven't told all of them. I told some of my jokes to my wife, and her response is Eric is going to cry. So we'll see.
Really?
She says, that is so mean. I can't believe you. So we'll see. We'll see. I didn't think it was that mean. I didn't think it was inappropriate, but she's also not used to me doing any sort of roast. This is the first roast I've ever done. So I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah.
All right. We'll see. I guess, it's good that we had this podcast now while we're still friends.
That's right. That's right. That's what my wife said. She said, he seems like he likes you now. So he might not like you on Friday. We'll see. I think you will. We'll see.
Your page there gave me some content and material.
Great, love it. Yeah, hit it as hard as you can. Right.
That is one thing before we go. It's not in my nature to be mean either.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was just happy to get the opportunity to do a sold out show like this.
It's gonna be a good show.
We'll see how it goes.
It's gonna be a good show.
Well, thank you very much for your time, man.